Bentley is a company that built its reputation on tradition, craftsmanship, and quiet luxury. But the real story behind its modern success is not just about handmade interiors or polished chrome. It is about money, scale, and the surprising power of sharing. When Bentley joined the Volkswagen Group, it stepped into a new world where the cost of engineering, testing, and developing new cars was no longer an impossible burden carried alone. Before this partnership, Bentley produced cars in very small numbers, which meant that every new engine, platform, or piece of technology cost millions to create and could only be sold in tiny quantities. This made the brand vulnerable, because even a small mistake in design or demand could send the company into financial trouble. Volkswagen changed that. By sharing platforms, engines, electronics, and countless hidden components with Volkswagen and Audi, Bentley cut down expenses dramatically while gaining access to some of the world's best engineering resources. It wasn't about replacing Bentley's identity, it was about giving the company the financial muscle to survive in a fast-changing industry. The Continental GT is the best example of how this strategy transformed the brand. Built on a platform related to Audi and Volkswagen models, it allowed Bentley to enter a new era of scale. Instead of selling a few thousand cars a year, Bentley could suddenly build tens of thousands without sacrificing its craftsmanship or exclusivity. Customers still saw a luxury car with a powerful W12 engine, a handcrafted interior, and a design that looked nothing like the cars it shared parts with. The shared elements were hidden deep under the surface, invisible to anyone except engineers. And that was the genius of the strategy. Bentley used shared engineering as a foundation, not a compromise. This shift allowed Bentley to invest money where it actually mattered to buyers: unique materials, quiet cabins, stronger engines, and the kind of driving feel that made the car unmistakably Bentley. Financially, it was a breakthrough. Instead of spending billions developing new platforms from scratch, the company redirected that money into innovation, marketing, and expanding their factory in Crewe. The brand went from struggling to profitable, from uncertain to confidently growing year after year. But the story isn't perfect. Luxury brands depend heavily on image, and sharing parts with mainstream companies can make some customers question authenticity. Bentley had to walk a tightrope, making sure that no shared components were easily noticeable, and that every car still felt handcrafted and special. They invested heavily in design, materials, and craftsmanship to ensure that even if the car's hidden skeleton came from a shared source, the soul of the vehicle remained unique. And over time, Bentley proved that luxury doesn't require complete isolation, it requires smart choices. Sharing systems with Audi gave Bentley advanced tech faster, like safety systems, infotainment, and all-wheel drive capabilities that would have cost billions to develop alone. Sharing engines and electrical architectures reduced waste and increased reliability, because parts were tested on a massive scale within the Volkswagen Group long before they reached a Bentley. Without this partnership, Bentley might have stayed small and vulnerable, limited by the high cost of innovation, possibly even disappearing in the face of modern competition. Instead, it became a stronger global brand with steady sales, new models, and a wider customer base. The financial impact is seen not only in cost savings, but in stability. Bentley now has predictable production numbers, stronger supply chains, faster development cycles, and a level of technological sophistication that matches or even exceeds many competitors. And as the world moves toward electric cars, this partnership becomes even more important. Developing an electric platform alone would be almost impossible for a small luxury brand, but by having access to Volkswagen's group-wide EV technology, Bentley can enter the future without risking everything. In the end, the story of Bentley's shared platforms is not about losing identity, it is about preserving it. It is about understanding that in today's world, even the most historic luxury companies must evolve or be left behind. Bentley chose evolution. It chose to use shared engineering not as a shortcut, but as a foundation to build better cars, reach more customers, and secure its long-term survival. And that decision turned the brand from a fragile legacy into a modern powerhouse, proving that sometimes the smartest way to protect tradition is to let innovation and partnership quietly carry the weight behind the scenes.